Hello everyone, it's Karina with Karina Loves to Plan. Thank you for joining me in my little corner of the internet where I discuss all things planners, fountain pens, and fountain pen inks. Today I've received the loveliest happy mail from someone local to me, and I'm not sure if she wants to be named, but if it's okay, maybe I'll leave her YouTube handle in the description below. But I have been sent 9 lovely ink samples as well as some washi tape, including, she said that this matches with Nightingale and the Rose from Wear and Goal. And this was the greatest surprise. This is a dish towel that she made herself. I love this. This is beautiful. Like, this is a really pretty dish towel, and I don't know if I'd want to use it as a dish towel, but we also need them. Lovely. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to swatch the 9 ink samples in my Hobonichi A5 notebook with 52 GSM Tomoe River paper. I'm going to be swatching with my, what is this again? The Kakamori steel nib, as well as my Browse ornament nib, which I am going to put on my Zodiac Penco nib holder. Perfect. Love that. All right, let's get started. The first ink I chose is actually Diamine and Ink Dependence Trust a bivalve, and I don't think this one has shimmer. Ooh, just making sure. Ooh, there looks like there is a tiny bit. Hold on, let me agitate that. Oh, there, I see a little bit of it there. So let's agitate that and make sure we can get some in our Browse ornament nib here. Oops. Oh, there's a lot of ink in here. Oh, there, I can see the shimmer. Look at that. That is lovely. Oh, I'm really enjoying that already. And I barely swatched it. So I'm gonna dip my stainless steel Kakamori nib in here. Oh, I'm excited for this one. So this is Diamine and Ink Dependence. Can I spell? And this is Trust a bivalve. Really pretty. Oh, I love that. Love that. The next ink is from a Dominant Industry Early Spring. This also has shimmer. Yes, I do love my shimmer inks. If you know me, I do love them. So let's just agitate that a little more to get all that shimmer out from there. And we'll go ahead and dip my nib. There's a lot of shimmer in that. Ooh, that, I say unexpected, but it's so light. It is very light. Will that even be legible? It's really pretty though. So this is Dominant Industry. And the name is Early Spring. That is like a shimmer bomb. The base looks like it's a gray, and then you've got that pink shimmer in there. I don't know how legible that will be on a day-to-day basis, especially with a finer and extra fine nib, but it is really pretty. So Dominant Industry Early Spring. The next ink we have is Ink Institute Shuyang Forest. And a lot of these I chose, and then now I can't remember what the color is. So it's like a surprise for me each time, but I do remember why I chose these particular inks. So I think this one is going to be a blue teal. Oh, there's a lot of ink on this, so it's going to be kind of hard, but it's that blue gray that I love so much. Oh, that's lovely. So we have Ink Institute. Gosh, my spelling right now is atrocious. Shu Yang. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Forest. but I like that. Is it blue? Actually, it's a grayish blue, but then there's like hints of pink in the chroma shading that's happening here. And I don't know if the camera is picking that up, but it's really, really lovely. And I can see that the shading is already looking so, so pretty. So that's Ink Institute, Shuyang Forest. The next ink is Journalize Star Wave Meadow, and another shimmer ink. Are we surprised that I have another shimmer ink? I love shimmer inks. They're probably my favorite out of all of the inks, but I also love shading inks. Shading inks for me, though, are the ones that I can't do. Ooh, look at that gold shimmer with the green. That is stunning. Oh, lovely. Lovely, lovely. I can't wait to see all of these dry. So this is Journalize, Star Wave, Meadow. That is really pretty. I'm hoping that the shimmer in this does translate well so that it is consistent throughout. So that is Journalize Star Wave Meadow. The next ink I have is Kitty Inkpot, A Certain Soft Candy. And this is not a shimmer ink, but I think you'll figure out why I wanted to sample this, even though I probably have many other inks in this specific colorway. Yes, I know, dusty pink, but I wanted to try another one. Not that I needed to, but it's so pretty. Look at that. And look at how that's dried. It's more like, now that it's dried, it looks more brown than dusty pink, but I still love it. Kitty Inkpot, A Certain Soft Candy. It's really pretty. And it's coming off my stainless steel nib pretty well. So Kitty Inkpot, A Certain Soft Candy. The next one is another Kitty Inkpot. This is Elegy of the Fallen. No shimmer in this one, but I feel like this is going to be really similar to A Certain Soft Candy. But let's see. It does look very similar, but I feel like this is leaning more towards brown rather than pink. These are both really up my alley. Yeah, this is definitely leaning a little bit more brown than A Certain Soft Candy. So pretty. Ooh! Reminds me a little bit of Wearing Goal's White Rabbit. So we have Kitty Inkpot. Now, whether or not the writing is actually going to look different is a whole other thing. Elegy of the Fallen. Yeah, I mean, in terms of the writing, this looks a little bit darker, but let's see what happens when it dries. So Kitty Inkpot, Elegy of the Fallen. The next ink brand is an ink brand that I've never tried before. This is Ostrich Ink Sycamore Tree. And you can kind of tell through the cap that it is a green ink. And I don't normally go for green inks, but this one definitely piqued my interest. Otherwise, I wouldn't have asked for it. Ooh. It's like one of those olive green, muddy, swampy colors, but it looks very light. Like not very saturated. So I'm wondering if it'll be too light to write with. So that is Ostrich Ink and Sycamore Tree. Yeah, it feels very light coming off of my stainless steel nib. So I wonder what this would be like writing. Yeah, it looks really light there. I don't know, it's beautiful in the swatch, but in the writing, it looks a little bit too light for me. So that is Ostrich Ink Sycamore Tree. All right, next we have Tono & Lim's Burma Tourmaline. Ooh, another shimmer. I always forget which ones are the shimmer inks and which ones are the shading, because when I chose these, I wanted to expand my horizons a bit But then there's also that part of me that was like, I know what I like. Ooh, that is bright and punchy and so fun. That looks like a very good like summer party ink. That's lovely. Making sure I have enough here on my stainless steel nib. So we have Tono and Limbs, Burma. No, it did not spell that right. Tourmaline. That shimmer is so bright that it's almost like, to me, coming off like sheen. Oops. So I wonder if the shimmer will actually be that consistent. Really bright pink, not something I would normally go for, but fun. So that is Tono and Limbs Burma Tourmaline. And last but not least, we have Warringal Path. And I have wanted to try this for quite some time actually. And I just never pulled the trigger to purchase a sample. Ooh. Ooh. Now I feel like I have a lot of ink on here, so it's hard to see it just yet. But look at that gold shimmer. So that is Warringal Path. It's hard to see what it really is right now because I feel like I put way too much ink down there. But let's wait for that to dry. So far though, that is like, again, like I've said before, a shimmer bomb. So let me see if I can take some off of that here. We'll wait for it to dry. All right, just a quick look at Warringal Path that I swatched on Rhodia paper. That is that olivey, muddy yellow brown with that shimmer. So no wonder I couldn't tell the difference because the shimmer is very, very close to the actual base color of the ink. So all of that just, it really complements each other. It's not dry yet, but you can kind of see what the base color is versus the shimmer. Really pretty. So there are all of my new inks from the from my ink haul from a lovely, lovely pen friend. And what a huge mix of colors. There's like no, I say, consistent theme going here. I basically have, you know, something that's neutral and then some that are just crazy, like Warringal Path, you know, Burma Tourmaline. And I really like how this one, the Sycamore Tree, is shading, but I feel like it would be just too light to be legible. But I mean, I'm definitely thinking of trying it out. And then Dominant Industry Early Spring. That one is an interesting one because I feel like the base is kind of this really light grayish purple, and then you've got the pink shimmer. Is it going to be legible? We'll see. We'll see. I really like the Trust to Bivalve. I love that purpley brown with the blue shimmer. And then Journalize Starwave Meadow. That again is a big shimmer bomb to the point where it's almost hard to read because there's so much shimmer, but that could be just the way that I've collected the ink in my nibs. So it could be a little less glitter bomb like when I write with it. I really like Kitty Inkpot, a certain soft candy, but I think I also have so many other dusty pinks that are similar to that. Like, let's see. I don't know. What did I say that that one looked like? Not Teranishi Opera Rose. Where are my other dusty pinks? Ooh, possibly Colorverse Brunch Date. Now, yeah, Brunch Date is a little more saturated. And then I thought that Kitty Inkpot, Elegy of the Fallen, was similar to White Rabbit. And I feel like the base color is, but there's darker purpley pink that's happening here. And then Warringal White Rabbit is a little bit more coral. Now, I have nothing that looks anything like Sycamore Tree or Burma Tourmaline, and Warringal Path is just so unique, and I don't have anything that matches it. And then Ink Institute Shuyang Forest. I wonder, because I don't know, I didn't know whether to place that in blue or purple, because that's a blurple for sure. And I'm trying to think, like, nothing off the top of my head is, I don't know, not Diablo Wet Pen, because there isn't as much chromo shading happening there. Okay, actually, Birmingham Penco Eroded Bronze can look very, very similar to Sheang Forest. What else here? I don't think there's anything else that looks similar, because again, it's a blurple, and I couldn't figure out whether it was going in the purple section, oops, or the blue. No, not amethyst. But yeah, I think the closest one was Eroded Bronze, and I really like that one from Birmingham Penco. All right, so that is it for this ink haul. I really loved swatching them like this. I think it's great to see all of the ink properties like this, and I'm really loving swatching with the Browse ornament nib. It's really, really quite fun. Now, one thing I don't show when I'm swatching these, whenever I get a new ink from a purchase or from a friend, I also swatch on or in the color family. So this is basically A5 Tomoe River paper that I've cut down to this size. I think it's a personal size or an A5 slim or A6 size or personal size. I can't remember. And then I stamp it with the little sample vial so that I can keep about 6 on here. And then I also do a swatch on Rhodia paper. So I do that off camera, but I just wanted to mention that in another video that I'll be doing shortly here, I will be showing off all of my favorite ink swatching tools. So the Browse ornament nib, the Kakimori steel nib, my pipette. I'm going to be showing all of those off, so stay tuned for that video. Right, but that is it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. You know I love doing these ink swatching videos, so this is just as fun for me as it is informative for you. Thank you again for watching, and have yourselves a great day.